Many of us have heard of the 1% rule. And if you haven't heard about it before, I'm sure you can kind of get the gist of what it is. Now, many of us, when you first hear about the 1% rule, your mind automatically goes somewhere else, right? You automatically begin to think, okay, the 1% rule, I get 1% better today, 2% better tomorrow, 3% better the next day, 4%, 5%, so on, right? That's not necessarily true. That is a 1% rule, right? That is a 1% formula, but that's not the 1% formula that I'm gonna be speaking about in this video. See, the 1% formula that I'm speaking about is a formula that I learned by reading a book by Tommy Baker. It's called the 1% rule. How to fall in love with the process and achieve your wildest dreams. Read this a little while back, but I'd say it kind of helped add fuel to the fire as far as my personal growth and self-development journey. And I took a lot of things from this book. It has a lot of good gems, and I highly do recommend reading this book. But the 1% rule that I'm going to be speaking about and that this book points to is that all you have to simply do is get 1% better today than you were yesterday. That sounds better or easier said than done, right? But it really is easier done than said, to be honest. So getting 1% better today than you were yesterday could be something as simple as, I did a workout yesterday. I only was able to get 5 push-ups. That's it. That's all I was able to do was get 5 push-ups. Today, I can look towards getting 6 push-ups. That one small step. Now, you may be thinking, hey, that ain't nothing. That's not going to do anything for me. But that's the beautiful thing about it. It's not a 0 to 100 process. It's a slow and steady process, much like a snowball. You do 5 push-ups. You do. I'm gonna call one sec. My bad, y'all. I got a call. But as I was saying, 1%. But the 1%. But the 1% rule is a lot simpler than you may think. It's small steps, incremental steps, not something huge, not something big, but at your own pace. You can decide what 1% better today is for you specifically. Let's say that you have been planning to be more productive. You can start with getting out of bed and making your bed. It can be that simple. The next day, you can start by getting out of bed, making your bed, and organizing things around your room before heading out to start your day, right? You could do, or let's say that you were looking to start journaling. You're not as consistent as you would like to be. So you could just start by jotting down things at the beginning of your day, jotting down how you feel, what you hope to achieve today, where your mindset's at, and where you hope today goes, right? Then the next day, you can look towards jotting down what you're doing in your day as you're doing it. You're waiting in line at a grocery store, you can jot down how you're feeling then. You can jot down whenever you're waiting in line to pick up the kids from school, whenever you're waiting for your professor to show up in class, right? That's 1% better today than you were yesterday. It's very small and very simple, incremental steps. Again, it's not going to be a overnight change. I'm sure you guys have heard the saying that overnight success takes 10 years to build. And that's very true. Now, I can't speak to that myself, but I know and I understand the process of getting better, of making progress. And the 1% rule has helped me to do that. To make small steps that stockpile, that continue growing and growing and growing until it's just this momentum snowball that cannot be touched, that cannot be slowed down, unless you yourself decide to slow it down. So, with the 1% rule, all you have to do is remember this one thing. Get 1% better today than I was yesterday. And again, what does that look like for you? Your 1% better today may look different than my 1% better today. We're all on different parts of our journey. We're all on different roads, different directions. We're all going different directions, different areas in our lives, different parts in our lives, different things that we would like to do. What does your 1% look like today? What did your 1% look like yesterday? And just build on that. This is all for you. This is all how you can get one step closer, 1% closer to the man or woman, to the life that you would like to live. Now, with all that being said, I hope that this simple, short, but to the point message reaches someone that maybe have been looking for a sign, maybe has been in a rut, maybe has been down and not knowing how to start or how to pull themselves out, how to make progress or just how to move forward, right? Just remember 1% better. And this can be applied to many aspects of your life. Your finances, your spiritual life, mental and physical. I'll give another example. Let's say that you have been wanting to seek a relationship with God. 1% better could be, hey, I did not pray yesterday. Not one time. I did not read a verse yesterday. Not one time. I did not just sit in silence for a little bit, 15 minutes, just so I can hear God's voice, just so I can feel where God is pulling me, right? 1% better could be, I'm gonna read one verse. I'm gonna read one chapter. I'm gonna pray to God before I go to bed tonight. I'm gonna pray and give God thanks before I eat. I'm gonna give God thanks for what I'm eating, for the provisions that He's providing for me, right? You can also, in the mental life or in the mental aspect of your life, you can also start by, let's say, what's an example? Just let's say that you've been wanting to get into reading, right? You've been wanting to learn something new, take a course or do something like that, right? Yesterday I didn't do anything that worked towards that. Excuse me. 1% better could be, okay, well, I'm gonna at least do some research today. I'm gonna find out what it is that piques my interest. 1% better could be, I'm going to watch a YouTube video. I'm gonna watch someone that's already doing what it is that I would like to do, so that I may pour a little gasoline on this fire, so that I may get inspired or motivated a little bit. Physically, I've already went through the example, but if you didn't work out yesterday, it could be something as simple as doing 1 push-up, 2 push-ups, 3 push-ups, 5, 10, whatever your 1% looks like for you, that's where you can start. And remember, it's a slow process. Just like running, just like walking, it's 1 foot in front of the other at your own pace. Your own pace. You're in control of your own process, your own progress, your own journey. But remembering to get 1% better each day is going to help a lot in the long run. It's going to keep your mind focused on the end goal, which is progress. That's it. Getting better. Slowly but surely. Slowly but steadily. Hope this message reaches someone out there. Hope y'all enjoy this vid. And if y'all do, drop a like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Help a brother out. Nah, but y'all keep going. Y'all keep striving. Y'all stay positive. Y'all keep God in your life. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.